In the lower classes, we have understood what is the difference between self-pollination versus cross-pollination. So self-pollination, as we understood, was the pollination within the same flower or within the different flowers of the same plant. And then cross-pollination is across various plants. So that was the basic thing that we understood. Now we would understand those with much deeper insight and technical terminologies. So we would understand three types of pollination in this lecture. Those are autogamy, xenogamy and getinogamy. So those are the three types of pollination that we would understand. As we know, there are various pollinating agents. It's believed that at least one biotic and two abiotic factors are required for the purpose of pollination. So wind, water, for example, are some of the agents, and then animals are another important agents of pollination. Now when pollination occurs, it can be under various types. As we mentioned, if it is within the same flower, so the pollination occurs within the same flower. If that kind of pollination occurs, we call it as autogamy. Now autogamy again is an interesting term because it is a pollination that occurs within the same flower. So from the stamens from the anther of the same flower to the stigma of the same flower. So what are the important things that we understand under autogamy is, it is first of all the self-pollination. Now since it is within the same flower, what we understand is there is identical offspring which would be produced. Some of the good examples of autogamy are sunflower, as you can see in the diagram here, orchids, then we have peas, tridacts as some of the common example. Now here the two gametes fuse in the same flower. So flowers adopt themselves to shed the pollen grains directly onto the stigma of the same flower. Now this autogamy is of two types. It is known as chasmogamous and celistogamous. Celisto means closed and chasmo means open. Both of these are Greek words. We would understand the difference between chasmogamous and celistogamous in further detail in one of the separate lectures. But for now, we understand that chasmogamous, the flowers are open. Celistogamous, the anther as well as the stigma are closed. So there is no chance of cross-pollination or pollination through any other external agent. It is self-pollination and within the flower. So there is no other option which is available. Good example of a species where celistogamous autogamy is witnessed is Subularia. Then is chasmogamous. Chasmogamous occurs on the same flower, but it is relatively open, so the petals are relatively large and colored, and there are chances of pollination that could occur through wind or any other agents as well. One good example of a species which shows chasmogamous pollination is pansy. So two important species under autogamy that we have discussed. As we mentioned, autogamy, the two species chasmogamous and celistogamous, we would understand in detail in a separate lecture. So but both of them are the types of autogamy or the pollination within the same flower. The next is getinogamy. Getinogamy is a pollination that occurs between the flowers of the same plant. So it's the same plant which is there. Now between the flowers of the same plant, you would witness the pollination activity. So anther from, let's say, this flower would move to this flower. So what happens is there is getinogamy. Getinogamy is, if we call it genetically, it would say identical offsprings are produced and the flowers are most probably located on the same piece of the stem. So from one flower it goes to the pollens go to the other flower, the stigma of the other flower. Now the most important thing is that the parental characteristics are maintained, the race is maintained because the pollination is within the same plant. But if we want an external pollinating agent, a lot of force has to be generated in order to have that pollination into effect. So good example of Jejunogamy is corn. So corn is one of the plants where Jejunogamy is usually seen. The next important is xenogamy. Now xenogamy is between two different plants or two different species. They are altogether different species. What is the benefit? They are genetically very far off. So there is cross pollination. With cross pollination, new breed, new species is to be identified. Since they are between the far off plants, what is important? The most important thing here is that the species characteristics are maintained. So one plant cross pollinating with another plant, the characteristics of both the species are maintained. External pollinating agents are required and the flowers must be beautifully colored so that the pollinators get attracted. So the bees are there and other pollinators come to it. So that is what is known as xenogamy. Now under xenogamy, some of the species that exhibit xenogamy are papaya, cucurbits, then we have spinach, broccoli, onion, willows, grasses, olives. So those are some of the species that exhibit xenogamy. So in this lecture, we have focused on 3 different types of pollination behavior that occur. Extremely important. The examples of these are also important. And within autogamy, we have understood what is chasmogamy and celestogamy. So those are the 2 important subtypes of autogamy under pollination.